Sarah. Really good. Morning, guys. Welcome to the Monday, December 23rd episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. Just going over my list for the second time. But I'm going to put it down for a little bit so we can all just chat. Hope everybody's having a great morning. Let me straighten this up just a little bit. We're kind of cockeyed here. There, now we're not so bad. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Good morning, Tony. Good to see you. Happy Christmas Eve to you as well. It's never ending. I've been watching a lot of videos and stuff lately on people from around the world that have taken on the mantle of Kris Kringle. There's a lot to it. It's more than just looking the part or dressing the part. I've been dressing for the last couple weeks, and this week it's actually started taking a little bit of traction. I've guested at a couple businesses. Let the ownership know that I was coming in at a certain time, drawing a little bit of a crowd. It's been really cool. I guess I'm the only real beard Santa here in the area, and people are really taken to it. It's amazing. I appeared at the brewery on Saturday night because the owners were traveling back to Colorado to be with her family, and I showed up at our local coffee shop. I showed up at one of our diners yesterday morning. I was completely dressed from head to toe. I had on the riding boots. I had on Santa breeches. I had my long coat, the whole shebang, and even the old people, they all smiled and took pictures and Merry Christmas, and it's really cool to get my face out there and be recognized. A lot of the people here in town know me from up at the bar doing the pizzas and stuff like that, but seeing me take on the mantle of Santa Claus really kind of warms people up a little bit. Been watching videos on crap I got to do to the truck, Suburban, and the 4Runner. The truck is on the schedule for today. Sounds busy, man. Sounds busy. One of the things I'm thankful for, not driving, happen to work on the vehicles and things like that. It's not that I ever really did anyway. I mean, if it was high enough off the ground, I'd do an oil change a tire, air up a tire, jump the battery, put oil in it, put transmission fluid in it, fill the radiator if it's needed. The old man made it perfectly clear to me after 40 some odd years of being a mechanic, 40 some odd years of being a service manager, and 50 some odd years of being a mechanic, that he wanted me to stay as far away from cars as possible. He didn't want me to know Jack Robinson about working on cars. He said there's no career in it. Stay away from it. So I'm like, well, you put food on our table and put presents under our Christmas tree every year doing it. Well, it's due to wasting time trying to fit in the garage. I know about wasting time. I'm probably one of the most procrastinating individuals you're ever going to meet. Uh, can't make them fit in here. Move around the things without putting stuff outside that I don't want outside. I I I can understand that. But yeah, I've been watching videos on, becoming Santa. I've been watching a lot of, Secret Santa and um, acts of kindness, acts of what I refer to as Christmas magic. Um, Hundreds and hundreds of videos have popped up in the last couple days on suggested videos of um, people giving blankets and pillows and different gifts to the homeless, about donating blankets and stuff to the shelters, about, adopting families. And I just want to know where these people get all this money at. I just can't. It's hard enough to raise money for my own family or to buy a little bit of food or something for uh, the adopt a family thing. But yeah, you I saw a video this morning. I didn't watch it. My heart couldn't take it. We gave 100 blankets to a homeless shelter, or another one was we gave 100 needy people Christmas, and it's like, man, you must have had a trust fund or a great inheritance or something, or you're just really good picking them scratch offs. I I I I don't get it. I don't see how it's possible. Um, just watch the Santa Claus. I watched Santa Claus last night while I ate dinner. Um, Today, hey Jan, good morning. Hope you're having a good day so far. Well, I mean, you don't have to go to work, so I mean, it's already a better day than most Mondays are. Let me see here. How does the average Joe afford 80K pickup and a 250K house? I agree. I absolutely positively um, I agree. I mean, her and I both working. It's hard enough to make the $670 payment on this place since the insurance went up and they started charging more per month um, for the escrow and everything to keep it built up. But making the house payment, making a $300 a month car payment, the wife and her, I still haven't figured out the insurance thing. She's never had an accident that was ever turned into the insurance, that the police have ever been called on, anything like that. But she's still paying $135 a month for insurance. You know, my mom pays $200 every 6 months with the same company for her and dad both. But it costs almost $150 a month just for the full coverage insurance on on the wife's Chevy. I don't get it. I I don't understand. And now we don't only have to think of us. We don't only have to think of ourselves. And we got the new grandbaby coming next month. That we're having to think about how we're going to get stuff to help them get started with her. And it's like, oh my God. Aneurysm right there. Pop. Oh, I'm going to get the insurance on her car is due to financing. Ah, I gotcha. See, I didn't know that the insurance or that the financing directly um, influenced the insurance on it. It really. Hey, me. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well this morning. Happy Christmas Eve Eve. Um, yeah, I mean, I sit and I think about the fact that we make more money doing what we do than my mom and dad, but they make a $500 a month house payment. They have two cars. Of course, they own them outright. Um, Acre of ground. We have, what, half an acre here? It just blows my mind that, of course, we go through more groceries than they do because they're very seldom ever home. They're able to travel up here a couple times a year and take everybody out to dinner and hang out and whatever. Get a hotel room if they're 3 hours north of my sister's house so they can spend a couple of days here. It just blows my mind that they're able to do so much on so little. But I guess that comes from several years of figuring things out. Stephen, good morning. Hope you're doing well this morning. Happy Christmas Eve Eve. Factors in the equation. It has to cover the payoff, not just the value. I got you. I got you. I was just over in Iron Dog's chat about an hour ago or so, and that's an ornery bunch of people over there. That is an ornery bunch of people. They're kind of scary. But I did see our buddy fishing over there. Which, by the way, I had a chance to talk to him the other day. He is at home, recovering now after his the amputation because of his diabetes and the infection that he got in his foot. Um, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but there was a surgery and then an infection and another surgery, and he's going to take a lot of healing time and learn how to walk again. But he has his health now, and he's alive, and I am very thankful for that. So, let's see here. How you doing, Drew? My man, good to see you. Good to see you too, Ben. Hope you're doing well this morning. Happy Christmas Eve Eve. Tomorrow night, of course, Christmas Eve. Santa's going to be making the big run, um, doing everything. I am going to have the camera set up. Um, Hopefully, we get him again this year. We've always had good luck in the past. So, and I think last year he might have actually caught on to the fact that we are recording him. So, I'm really hoping that I'm able to hide the camera this year. So, he just goes on about his business and does his thing, and we can all sit back and witness the magic. But he is a wily fella, so you just never know. Don't worry, guys. I'll be putting on big red suit and white fluffy beard. I'm playing Santa this year. That's very cool. That's very cool. I've got a chance to. I was saying at the beginning of the stream, 15 minutes ago or whatever, I've actually been dressing at least, from the waist up, going to work for the last 2 weeks, walking through town, stuff like that. And, been making that Santa uh, energy level rise around here. Um, Yesterday, I actually went to work in the full suit, the riding boots, the Santa breeches, the long coat, everything. And I've made a few appearances here in town, um, at the brewery, cafes, coffee shop, stuff like that. And uh, it's been really nice being identified as Santa. Um, of course, a lot of people here in town know me from my time at the bar making the pizzas. We had customers coming from 50 miles away to try out my pizzas, or they would call ahead to see if I was working to know if they wanted to come in or not. Uh, but now that I've taken on this, the mantle, um, get used to this, because it's not getting shaved again. I'm going to go at it full force next year, but I'm getting my start this year, getting my face out there as Chris Kringle. So we'll just have to wait and see how next year goes. Um, don't worry, guys. Santa finished his gig in Metamora yesterday. Am I on the nice list? Am I going to get a present from Santa Ben? I miss Australian presents. If you guys remember Christine, she sent me that Vegemite last year, and it's an acquired taste. It's definitely an acquired taste. Um, I've used it a few times. I tried it on in a sandwich um, when I first got it, and it almost made my whole body explode when I took a big bite of it. So, but then I found out you could use it as a seasoning in meats and casseroles and stuff like that. So I think that's where I'm going to stick with the Vegemite is in casseroles and stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Santa don't gift you imposters. Santa happens to like people who, well, how does that saying goes? Imitation is the best type. or imitation is the best flattery that one can receive. If you're doing such an amazing job that people want to imitate you, then you're doing something right. Um, I still need to try me America's Most Finest Pizza made with love from Drew. Need to try this part of American history. I'll tell you what, you ever get yourself up into the US, up here in Michigan, you have got a pizza coming, brother, that you will never forget. I wish there was a way that I could make one and it stay fresh for the week that it would take to get to you through customs and everything. But yeah, not possible. So if you ever get into the U.S., up into Michigan for a visit, I will make you a pizza that you'll go back down under and brag about. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. You actually look like Santa Drew. Am I getting for Christmas? So bad. I love me some good pizza. I am guessing someone's blood sugar up. She must be laying on her. Um, she must be laying on her little reader because now I'm getting no data. Ooh, winter weather advisory. Interesting. 80% chance of rain and snow today. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I just made a pot of Carol Shelby's Texas chili. Very cool. Hey, Ian. Good to see you, bud. You have an amazing Christmas, too, bud. You have an amazing Christmas, too. Uh, I wish we all could, but it's just not in the stars that everybody has a great Christmas. I mean, you can have a great Christmas. It's all up to you and your mindset. But, everybody has problems, everybody has issues. And, it's up to you, it's up to us as individuals to make the best out of it that you can in your current situation. I'm sure Tony would appreciate it if a bunch of little elves showed up at his house and done all the repairs on his truck and his Suburban so he didn't have to go out and lay in the frickin' cold and do it. Because even though he keeps his garage warm, I'm sure the concrete floor isn't. Everybody wishes for good health. Everybody wishes for presents for their kids or their grandkids. I think everybody wishes for that grand prize $100,000 winning scratch off when they go and spend their money for scratch off tickets at the gas station. Don't always get it. Sometimes you make $5, sometimes you make $10, Sometimes you scratch off five $2 tickets that you paid $10 for and only win $2. But hey, at least you're still a winner. All I think about now is how I'm gonna me one of America's most finest pizzas made by yours truly. Somehow, some way, bud. Sometime it will definitely happen. You will be able to come to America. You will be able to take a little vacation, you know, and you will wind up in the little teeny tiny village that I live in southwest Michigan, and you will get your belly full of what's been called well, in the words of one of the reviews from the brewery, one of the best pizzas you've ever had in your life. Um, Getting pissed for Christmas. I'm getting pissed for Christmas, letting off illegal fireworks. I can't even get my drink on this year. Things are so tight, I can't even get my drink on. We're spending our first Christmas ever with the wife's actual father. He's a truck driver. He's in Pennsylvania. He's actually from Maine. He's doing a delivery in Pennsylvania today or last night, and he said decided he was going to come and spend Christmas with us. He's supposed to be here sometime tonight. So only bad thing about those blood readers that they put in your arm, you put it right here, and if you lay on it, it it the reader that she has to be within 20 feet of, or it also reads from her phone, it breaks the connection. And those of us that follow on our phones to know how her blood is hour by hour, we don't get a reading on it. So it sets off an alarm on our phones telling us that, you're not receiving any data. But what do? You're supposed to go in there and grab her and roll her over on her back or something? I don't know. Last minute Christmas shopping at Costco. Dude, I wish I could Christmas shop. What little bit of Christmas money I did have saved up, which was only a couple $100, I had to throw in the bank 2 weeks ago to help to cover the mortgage payment because they wanted to foreclose on the bloody house. So I figured between buying Christmas for my daughter and my granddaughter, um, or having a house to celebrate Christmas in, uh, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Um, Concrete driveway that I have to work on. The thing on is not very warm. Nope, kind of figured it probably wasn't. That's me ordering a pizza. Turn down the monitor. I hear that shit all night long. Southwest Michigan's really pretty. Also have some pretty good truck stops. There's a few of them right on the line between Indiana and Michigan. Some of them only within the half hour of the house. Um, so anytime that you're coursing through the area, you need to hook up with me on Facebook Messenger or text me, or, well, don't try to text me right now because my phone's shut off. It was shut off at noon yesterday, and can't get it turned back on for 2 weeks. So yeah, but yeah, anytime that you're in the area, hit me up on Messenger or something like that, and we'll I'll get you address and um, like I said, her dad's coming in tonight with his tractor and trailer, and parking right down on the curb lawn in front of the house. So that's where his 18 wheeler is going to be parked for the next 72 hours, 60 hours, however long he sticks around. He'll probably be here till Thursday morning, then head back to Maine. Hey Drew, just curious cause you're over there, not sure where exactly, but what's your thoughts on the drone situation over there? The drone situation, yeah, it's clear across the Great Lakes to the east in New Jersey. Um, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I really honestly don't know what to think about that. Um, Biden made a little news thingy a couple days ago saying that, you know, they're not hostile, there's nothing to worry about, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Uh, of course, in his mind, I need to set that thing up with jingle bells or something like that so it just quits playing the same tone over and over. Um, but the day before that, um, there was a state police officer in New Jersey who phoned in a report that she had visually spotted up to 30 drones flying into New Jersey from the ocean. So, who do you believe? Who do you believe? Do you believe local law enforcement? Do you believe the government? Do you believe these? Um, there was a CNN report earlier this week, last week, where they had a guy who builds drones and has government contracts building drones. He has a fleet of 20 drones himself that he does government work with. And uh, he said that those drones are American made drones, that they are using FAA lighting systems and signal patterns with their lights. So, once again, who do you believe? Blah, 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 blah. Hey, Fish, good to see you, bud. When it snows, it blows. Yes, it does. I was going to say, where is he going to park the rig? Now I know. Yep, right down on the curb lawn. It's 15 feet wide and goes the full 100 feet or so in front of the house, 120 feet. So, yeah, plenty of room to park rig and get a couple cars parked you know, in front of it and behind it. Normally, when he comes, he just drops his trailer somewhere and drives his rig and either parks it on the curb lawn or pulls right up in the driveway. Um, and then if he wants to run to the store or something, he just drives his truck. Bobby's crazy, but you gotta love him. Um, just trippy to see over there. We get it on the news. You trust the government's explanations? Psh, no. Get the tinfoil hats out. Hey, Blaine, good to see you, bud. Hey, congratulations on that recent win, man. I caught your video um, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Um, where I can't remember what the game was, but it was the last like 9 minutes of the video that you got that big win. Congratulations on that, bud. That was awesome. I was waiting for the big win. I've never seen so many in my life, especially the sizes. They're reporting. Oh, I know. They've been reporting car size. One guy took video footage of a drone that he said was almost the size of a bus. He said you can't really see. I mean, he pulled back his video enough you could see the trees and stuff, but you couldn't really see the distance behind the trees that the drone was. So he was saying it was the size of a bus, of a city bus. So I don't know. Merry Christmas. Thank you. You're quite welcome, bud. Transformers, roll out. It could be. It could be aliens. Uh, if I, if I ran off on the alien thing, then Blaine, you know as well as I do that it's invaders from the planet Moolah, the wife's favorite game. Speaking of which, I've not seen you playing Moolah lately. Oh my God! Roll over, kid. Speaking of which, the wife needs to get a hold of the doctor and have a new prescription turned in because she's just put her last monitor on her arm the other night. So um, it's going to be going out here real soon. It's going to start making that tone because the reader's not reading it anymore. It lived its life. So we're going to have to pull it out and stick another one on her arm. They want our cows. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And frankly, between me and you, I'm not willing to give up any ground beef. I would say any steak, but it's been so bloody long since we could afford a steak, I forget how good one tastes. I didn't get a I didn't get a visit from Jan and Jay this year, so Jay was not able to make his amazing steaks for me. God, I miss Jay's steaks. I miss Jay. I miss Jan and Jay. Um, I don't think they are nefarious, but for the government to say that they don't know the purpose, yeah, I know. Come on, man. Where's my gun? They don't have it at Hartford Four Winds anymore. They don't. I wonder if the wife noticed that they. I wonder if they took it out in all of them, because she never plays that Dvorak. She whenever she gets a chance, the only time she ever gets a chance to play is when we go to New Buffalo. We usually will either go to New Buffalo first and hang out for a couple hours, and then go to Michigan City, or vice versa. But we never just hit one. Um, of course, we never have the money to do it anymore. We've not been to the casino for entertainment purposes in over a year. Uh, y'all know where the money goes. I'm not going into any detail about it. Oh, let's see here. Pop that puppy back up there. Um, 10 days. We bought a couple of prime rib burgers last shopping trip. They were very tasty. Nope, they have moolah in New Buffalo. Okay, all right, that's good because that's where she normally. I don't know why we never um, come to Hartford. Um, Probably because once again it's a satellite. So and we've only been to South Bend once, and that was, oh God, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Um, I paid for the carpet in New Buff, Four Winds. It's been so long since I've had a chance to go to the casino and actually play. Well, let's put it this way: it's been so long since I've gone to the casino. I don't even get my monthly $5 anymore. We used to, two couple years ago, 2.5 years ago, we both would get things from um, Blue Chip or something where they were in Michigan City, Indiana, where they offered us free nights, um, dinner, $20 a month, whatever. We don't even get those anymore. So, and then Four Winds, they used to send me the. They used to send me the $5 a month things, and not in forever. But it's been so long since I've been to the casino. I didn't even pay for a doorknob at one of them yet. I keep telling myself, one day, one day. This coffee's good this morning. I've been up drinking coffee since 3:30. Yep, I slept in. I slept in. I still had a chance to upload a video and start working on another one, but I managed to sleep in an hour and a half this morning. I'm very proud of myself. Of course, the stepson was over, the grandbaby, his wife, and the wife's cousin Kelsey that pops up in here on occasion. Um, they were all over last night. We decorated the Christmas tree. I didn't get to bed like 3 hours later than I normally do, and I still managed to sleep in an hour and a half. So I'm not. It was a good day, or it was a good night. You know, I have never been in a casino. I learned very young that those odds always favor the business. The only casino game, or the only saloon game that ever favored the player was Pharaoh. And when the gamers, or the people that own the game, um, when they realized that the players were winning more than the house was, um, that's when you stopped seeing Pharaoh in saloons and everything. But yeah, I mean that's the whole idea. The odds of winning are low, but like when we used to go and play, um, I would always play like Buffalo Gold or something like that, and Buffalo Gold Revolution, and I always win. You know, there have been many times when, uh, like when we go up north to Mount Pleasant, there's a large casino up in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We would go up there. We would always save for like a month. So when her brother and his wife wanted to go to the casino or something like that, um, we'd have 20, 30, 40 bucks to split between us. And I've never walked away from Buffalo Gold Revolution without tripling my money. So, and there's been a few times I've gone up and played, and I'll take $20 or $30 and stick it in the machine. As soon as I hit 100, I'll cash out, stick in another 20 or something, and as soon as I hit 100, I cash out. There was once I went in there with $30 and left with 300. So I'm not gonna complain. Okay, I'll complain about the fact that it wasn't Christmas time when I did it, when we needed the extra money. But the odds of spending your winnings trying to win more are high. And see, when my uncle, my dad's brother, when he was a truck driver, he drove coast to coast for God 25 years, and that's how he hit that 2 million mile mark. He was actually working on his third million when when he retired and soon after passed away. But he always told me growing up, um, that he would when he went through Las Vegas, he would he'd take $200 in there with him, and the second that he doubled his money, he would cash out, take his 200 winning, take it back out to the truck, and go back in with his original. And he would only go back out there if he doubled, but he would never spend, or he would never make a trip out there unless he doubled his money. And as soon as he hit $100, he'd leave. He would never play below $100 still in his pocket. That way, he said he could kick himself in the butt the next morning, but he couldn't kick himself in the butt as hard as if he had lost $200. So I learned a lot from that old redneck. Love that old man. Miss him dearly. Picks up S&W 629.44 mag. I had friends and family offer to pay for the trip for me to go play poker at the riverboat. That's pretty cool. I've never been on the riverboat. They actually have one down on the Ohio River in southern Indiana. And my dad's gone down there for business meetings before. But he didn't really gamble. He said he played a little poker with the guys from the different Ford dealerships from Kentucky and Indiana and Tennessee, Illinois, Ohio. Um, he said, but that's the only gambling he was interested in, is sitting down, having a beer, and playing poker with some guys. I feared that I would like it too much. I like sitting off by myself. I don't know how Blaine does it. I really honestly don't. Um, He has got people to the left of him. He's got people to the right of him. I like finding a game that I can sit by myself. That's one reason I like going to the casino up north is they have got like 10 or 15 of the Buffalo Gold Revolution games. So I can always find one where there's nobody to my left or right. So I don't have to, I'm not catching myself looking at their screens. I can tunnel vision myself onto my screen. Um, but it is addictive. It is addictive. I don't know, but I hope that kid rolls over soon, or I might go in there and kick her in her butt. I know my I know my bosses are back out in Colorado with her family um, right now, but I would like to take the time to thank them for. Um, I'll be honest, the only Christmas present I was able to get my daughter. He went through a local friend of his and got me a beautiful, beautiful three-stage maple uh, cut a pastry board for my daughter. You guys know she's getting very big into baking, into pastry. It was supposed to be 18 inches by 18 inches, 3 square feet. The chunk I wound up getting was 3 foot by 3 foot. So I got 9 square feet of pastry board, three-stage maple pastry board for her. It's big enough to roll out dumplings, homemade noodles, a large order of biscuits. Tell you what, let's go on and unplug this little critter. Now we won't hear it as loud when it goes off. We'll still hear it, but not as loud. Um, Pushing buttons is addicting. Um, not as much pushing buttons as pushing buttons that give you money. It stops being addicting when you start losing money. But pushing buttons that give you money. Um, one of my biggest one of my biggest turn-ons is going to an ATM machine because it gives me money. Um, but maybe half the turn on to that is knowing that I have money to get. It don't give me other people's money; it just gives me mine. So, I don't know. When I was 12 or 12, I was taught to really play poker. 12 or 13, selects jacketed salt. When I had to wear one of those blood sugar monitors, always wore it on my abdomen, which would probably be a good idea for her since it goes on her right there in between her bicep and her tricep on her left arm, and she's notorious for sleeping on her left side. So yeah, it's and the doctors told her not to put it on her right arm because that's her dominant arm. That's what she does everything with. So constantly moving, having that little hair of a needle moving around inside her arm all the time, they said would be way too uncomfortable for her. So that's why she wears it on the left, but she predominantly sleeps on the left. So especially when she's getting close to waking up. So yeah, it should quit going off here real soon. Um, you just have to watch. how you play and not let it consume you, there's always bills to pay. Which is precisely why we don't go to the casino anymore. Because there's always bills to pay. 20 hours into a slot session gives me the shakes. I, 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 I've never gone 20 hours into a slot session. You know, I've never been I've never been to a casino um, that I've stayed longer than maybe 3 or 4 hours, and that's when I was doing good. Of course, there was a few years ago that I had a chance to actually film with Blaine uh, here at the casino the wife works at. Um, all in all, before he showed and everything, I think was one of my um, longest times at the casino, and it was more than just playing. I had Blaine there with me, so I wasn't going to pass up a chance to film with him. Um, Mine don't matter which arm I wear. Mine on the right. 3 packs of smokes and no food. I'm right there with you, bud. I'm right there with you. We're just hoping and praying that somebody brings meat on Wednesday. Um, yeah, um, it's yeah. I'm not getting into it. Um, well, it might have been to amphetamines. No, while gambling. Oh, see, much softer. I could always sit on it, but then I'd be afraid I'd break the bloody screen on my new phone. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for that one. I really needed it. My mom was tired of my sister and I both having crappy phones. Mine was so bad that the wife would send me a voice message when she left the casino to tell me she was on her way home, and I wouldn't get her voice message until after she walked in the door. One time she actually called me on the way home, and my phone never rang. She was standing at the table in the kitchen, and my phone rang and told me it was her, and she was standing right there, not calling me. So, Mom broke down and got me and my sister both new phones last month, and so far, no issues. Um, and 20 is a lie. 4 was more accurate. Everyone have a wonderful holiday season. Got to run. Drew, blessings. You too, Blaine. Take care of yourself, bud. Miss you and love you. And keep spinning and winning, bud. Have a happy Christmas. Have a happy holidays. And hopefully we'll see you real soon. Um, hey, Nick. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Merry Christmas Eve, and happy holidays to you. Um, Crazy Wild Man has returned. Go and put the thing by her ear. It wouldn't wake her up. Wouldn't make any difference. Oh, goodness gracious. Got 7 folks in here right now. Been up to 10, I think. Been down to 5. But hey, at least things are holding up in here. There's no, spinny, spinny, spinny. Of course, I probably just cursed us and it'll start spinning anytime. Good morning, Terry. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas to you too, my dear. I was kind of wondering that myself, Tony. Have not seen or heard from Sarah. I may have to. I may have to give her a holler after bed a little bit and make sure her and the kids are all okay. Of course, I was already going to give Jan and Jay a holler. Thank God that Facebook Messenger works on the Wi-Fi and not on my signal, so I can I can still get a hold of people. I'm good. Hope all is well. Your monitor's going on. Sorry about that. Um, it's an association thing. Your monitor is hearing her monitor go off, and it's making yours want to catch up or something. I guess I don't know how that works. Imagine laying in bed at night and hearing that go off like that. Freaks me and the wife out because we have it in stereo. It's happening on my phone on one side of the bed and her phone on the other side of the bed. But you're always jumping up and checking it because her her sugar is so weird at night. It's like she'll take her insulin before she eats dinner. Then her blood sugar will start to go down. And there's been several nights she's gone to sleep, and 2, maybe 3 hours after she goes to sleep, her blood sugar skyrockets. She's gone to bed at 115, and by 1 o'clock in the morning, it's 350. And there have been several nights since the 1st of October when all this started that she goes to bed and it's 120, and at 1 o'clock in the morning it drops to 40. So the doctor says it's her body getting used to actually having insulin pumped into it and stuff, and it's going to react differently. So, as parents, when we hear that alarm, first thing we do is grab our phone and see if she's high, low, not getting a reading, what the deal is. Um, Sugar's at 55. Um, wow, you may want to go make a ham and egg biscuit or something there, bud. Run to McDonald's and get yourself a couple of breakfast burritos or something. Put a little creamer and sugar in your coffee. Do something. Letting it warm up more outside. Then I'll run errands, get my car washed. Can't tell what color it is. Yeah, I understand that. The wife's beautiful black Chevy is slightly icky gray right now. Um, but they closed down our only car wash here in town. when the when the new owners bought the gas station it's attached to, they closed it down. So don't sweat it till it hits 40. Hey, Chad, good to see you, man. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas to you as well, my friend. Yeah, when they salt, they salt well. That's for sure. Our village hasn't even been salting. Um, they'll come out and they'll plow, but they've not been salting anything. Good to see you too, Chad. It's been, my God, it's been God since forever, dude. No problem. No problem. No reason to be sorry. It's really kind of funny. I've come to find out. I used to joke and tease a lot about how there's not enough hours in the day. So what do? I add one more thing. Taking on the Santa thing this year, following in, Jay's footsteps, Jan's husband, and taking on the Santa Claus thing. I just added something else in there to keep myself entertained. Apparently, I found some extra hours somewhere. Life always interferes with the things we'd like to do. Um, we have had 2 inches once and a trace of 3 times, and the county has salted it all. I started coin collecting since we talked last. So much fun. Oh my God, I know. I'm always, um, well, I had I had saved a bunch of different coins and given them to the stepson, and he was collecting coins and going through and finding specialty coins and stuff. And then when they had the fire earlier this year, um, it burnt so hot that it actually melted several of the coins. But he had them all in binders in their own little sleeves, their own little pockets, and stuff like that. So, what coins didn't melt together melted inside of the plastic binders. So he had these large bricks of plastic and coins. So we've started saving pennies and old quarters and stuff like that, so he can start going through them again. Um, all copper, all copper. Whenever I have extra pennies in my pocket, that's where they go. So when I get it full, I'll give it to him, and he'll go through them all and find any specialty marks or mint marks or anything like that on them. So the Santa thing is so rewarding on many levels. I absolutely agree. Just right here, in Cass. Like I said, Saturday night, since the owner and his wife are the owners, I think she's really the boss. Um, they were leaving yesterday to head to Colorado to be with her family for the holidays because they'd done Thanksgiving with his family here. Um, Santa made an appearance at the brewery and hung out with them, and you know, done the Merry Christmas thing with all the customers and the kitchen help and the wait staff and stuff, the owners. Um, it was really fun. And then yesterday on my way home, I stopped at our coffee shop, the Savage Bean. Um, I stopped at Broadway Cafe, which they have been friends of this family for decades. Greek couple, amazing people. They cook amazing food, which if you all know any Greeks, I think they're all amazing cooks. But stopped in there and talked to some of the older folks and stuff in there, and had a couple pictures taken and done the Merry Christmas thing. And of course, she made me a big old cup of coffee when I left, since I was walking home yesterday. It was only like 29 degrees. Um, I walked all the way home nursing that coffee. But yes, definitely, definitely very rewarding on multiple levels. Um, I think I think we're probably going to go out tonight. Stay right here in town, of course. Hit the dollar stores with her dad when he gets here. He wants to pick up some stocking stuffers for the kids and everything, since we can't this year. Um, but I'll don the Santa suit again and go to the stores and stuff dressed as Santa. Just spread the cheer, spread the spirit a little bit. Um, it's definitely a lifestyle. Um, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've not said a wordy dirt um, since this stream started. I've completely stopped. I'm a lot jollier. I'm a lot happier, which I've come to find watching those videos on becoming Santa. Um, all of them have said that if you take on the mantle of Santa, it's a 24/7, 365-day thing. It's not just the month of December. So um, it's been it's been a very fun experience. We'll put it that way. Well, I have ran out of reliable vehicles to ignore repairs, so here we go. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I got into saving some of the older silver. It's fun looking through the coins. Definitely, it's definitely fun. I've really got in. Um, I've got what's it called? Numismania. Numis Numis numismatic something. Um, but I've really started getting more involved in looking at the old coins, or looking at coins and stuff. Numismatic. Thank you. Um, coins. It gives you something to keep you occupied. Definitely. Very thankful. Says Jay's last Christmas working. Things have gotten so much worse, and his mentality is bad. I could just about imagine. I could just about imagine. Um, oh God, what was it? We had Steph's best friend Helen had ordered some stuff for Ash for Christmas and had it delivered here, so we could, wrap everything on Christmas Eve and stuff. And I checked. Steph told me the stuff was coming yesterday, and it was actually out for delivery on Saturday, and it never showed. Well, then during the night, she got a confirmation that it was coming yesterday. And you have to understand that our post office works 7 days a week. And on Sundays, Amazon and stuff like that um, goes through the post office, but the Amazon drivers deliver their own product. This stuff did not get delivered until 9:40 last night. I know this because I looked out on the porch. She asked me if the packages had ever arrived, and I told her no. And she went and looked at 9:30, and they were not on the porch. And I happened to look out the window at 9:40, and they were sitting on the porch. So yeah, the delivery drivers are working overtime, um, getting these gifts and stuff out to these different locations. Um, it does, but I will pay for putting it off. It always works that way. The ground side is dropping the ball, and Express has to pick up the slack. The sheets I ordered 8 o'clock last night. Same with my mail carrier. Yeah, I've noticed our mail is coming later and later. The closer we get to Christmas, Saturday it usually comes right about noon. Um, Friday and Saturday it didn't get here till after 5. So I can't wait to see what it's like today and tomorrow. Probably going to be 6 or 7. And our mailman's really cool. I wish they could still accept, gifts like they used to do when I was younger. My mom always baked cookies, same as my grandmother. So, she always had a little plastic wrapped paper plate, styrofoam plate of cookies and a hot cup of coffee for the mailman during the wintertime. And she always kept styrofoam cups around for the mailman. That way he could have, his little plate of cookies and a hot cup of coffee or hot cocoa, whatever he wanted, to take with him as he walked his route. They're not supposed to do that anymore. You can't accept gifts from your people. I feel sorry for the FedEx guy. Every package I get from them weight minimum of 50 pounds. Our mail has been coming later. We have a different person on the route. Um, Nothing is ever right. That's light for what Jay delivers. I can't imagine. I feel sorry for any kind of delivery driver. FedEx, UPX, DHL, even our United States Postal Service people. They'll go through and do their walking route, and then they'll drive the little Jeep around, the little mail truck, and make partial or parcel deliveries. So some of these guys are working until 8 o'clock at night. It's mind-boggling. You can still give gifts, just have to put it to put sign out. Um, Lady C, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Happy Christmas Eve. He told me this morning he has a bulk delivery for a company on his route. Oh, geez, you criminy. Um, Worked for FedEx 15 years. You can get gifts. Oh, you can with FedEx? I've never tried it with the FedEx guy. Like I said, I tried to do it here a couple years ago for our regular mail guy. God rest his soul. He just recently passed. Um, he was in very poor health. The big C that so many of us, so many of our lives are touched by with family members and everything. Um, After having one in his brain removed 3 times, they finally found one that was so far into his brain it could not be removed. Um, he's a great little guy. He's a great little guy. He was a talker and he was a big lover of history. We've spent many, many times standing out in the front yard talking about different locations and places he wanted to go. And sadly, him and his young wife didn't get the chance to go to half of them. He was only like 35. She's 33. And he passed in July this year. But our new male guy is really good, and he knows his business. Um, Me, they don't do that anymore. My husband don't get anything from the company, but his customers give him baked goods. See, that's really cool. That's really cool, and I'm glad to see that the customers at least take care of them. Thank you, Lady C. I really appreciate that. Like I said, he was a really good guy, and he was always in good spirits, and that alone, when I think about him, makes me remember that no matter how bad things get, you can always find something to put a smile on your face. After going through so many surgeries, so many chemos, so many radiations, so many medicines, and to have, removed a year later, another one comes back, removed a year later, another one comes back. Um, Stronger people than I am. I'll put it that way. He was definitely stronger people than me. Yes, a good spirit is definitely always a blessing. Did I mention how good this coffee is this morning? Oh, I kind of cheated. I was out in the kitchen and I found back in the back of the little rack under the Keurig out there, I found 3 little K cups. and they were like really strong. And a month ago, the wife, I told her, the wife went to the store. She surprised me with a can of the really crappy, weak white label coffee, and I was down to scrapings. And I went out there and I found those three little K cups, and I ripped the top off a couple of them and dumped them in with the scrapings that were in my coffee can this morning. And oh my God, this stuff is so good. 38 female, not starting this crap till at least 40. My coffee's brewing. I just woke up, haven't got to the coffee yet, waiting for my paycheck to get good coffee. At least you can wait for your paycheck for good coffee. Even when I get a paycheck, I can't afford good coffee. Probably because 35 seconds after it goes in the bank, it's completely gone, paying for everything. And now that I work on Saturdays, go figure. I go to work at 6 o'clock on Saturday morning, and the local food pantry opens up at 8, and they close at 10, and I get out of work at 9:30. We can't even go to the food pantry anymore. At least they used to give a little bag of coffee. Probably wasn't always the best in the world, but they still gave away a little bit of coffee. Enough for, 3 or 4 pots of coffee. Never found a K cup that was strong enough for my tastes. Hmm. Now see, when Mark was forced to leave the casino that him and my wife worked at and moved to another one, he gave us the Keurig and a box of K cups that he had in security out at this casino, and because they already had all that stuff at the other casino he went to work at, and oh, I found a lot of flavors in there that if you mixed them up, like it takes 3 K cups to fill up the basket on my coffee maker in here. Well, it takes 4, but what I would do is I would find like a cinnamon or a cinnamon spice and a couple regular ones, and I'd mix them in the basket. And every once in a while, I come up with a formula that just I'm trying to teach myself patience. Patience is a good thing. Patience is definitely a good thing. Oh, there was a lot of dark roast Colombian in that box. Believe you me, there was a lot of dark roast coffees in that box. And I don't mind flavored on occasion, um, like this time of the year, or around autumn, um, doing the pumpkin spice thing, pumpkin spice creamer, whatever the case may be. This time of the year, I get in the mood for that sugar cookie or peppermint bark or peppermint mocha or something like that. You know, it's just one more little thing that adds to the spirit of things. But I can understand that. But there's a lot of dark roast in there. Let me see. What time is it? It is 9:30. Um, I'm gonna make a run to the the the, the little elf's room. You guys just talk real nice amongst yourselves for a second. I'll be right back. 7 hours, 6 hours of coffee. About to kick my butt. Pumpkin spice is meant for pies. Yeah. Speaking of which, I gotta make a pumpkin pie. We still have like 4 cans of pumpkin in the cabinet, so I gotta make a pumpkin pie um, today or tomorrow. Thank you for bringing that up. I have peppermint dessert that I'm gonna make. Got it from Pampered Chef. Oh, cool. Wish I could afford to get mocha frappuccino from McDonald's. The frappuccino's okay once in a blue moon, but cold, not hot. Yeah, see, that's how I am with like um, the coffee stuff like that. Because the wife has this thing on her phone where if she orders on the app, um, it only costs her like $1.50 um, to get her coffee at McDonald's, and she always gets iced coffee. She hates iced coffee, but on those rare occasions, uh, very rare occasions, something doesn't seem right about that. Anyway, she'll go grab me one, and she'll get me like a caramel or a peppermint or something like that. It only costs $1.50. But yeah, definitely cold. You don't want that stuff. You don't want that stuff on hot. Um, I did buy stuff to make a few pies this month. Nicole, it is a coffee milkshake. Definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You definitely can't do much because that stuff is sweet. 2 days till Christmas. I feel like I have 972,000 things that still need to be done. And for the love of the Christmas star, I can't remember what none of them are. I know I need to get a table out and get it decorated for Christmas out in the kitchen. Um, of course, we have everything we need for green bean casserole except the fried onions. We found potatoes on sale 3 weeks ago, so we got potatoes for mashed potatoes. We got green beans um, for green beans. And then hopefully between the aunts and uncles and her dad and the nieces and the son and everything, um, we'll see. Yep, 9 days for you, bud. You guys don't celebrate till the first, but at least you can all be together. And that's the important thing is finding that day when you and the wife and the daughters and the grandkids and the daughter's spouses, can all be together for whatever holiday. I was just really thankful that um, I was just really thankful that the one thing they did continue after the pandemic at the casino was letting people choose between Thanksgiving and Christmas, which one they wanted off. Um, she worked, of course, on Thanksgiving. We had Thanksgiving on Friday, the day after this year, but she's home on Christmas. So, we get to continue on with our normal 6 o'clock in the morning phone call from the son and them coming over. Then we have to get a hold of everybody else and let them know that they're on their way so they have time to um, get dressed and make it over here. And then the whole shindig will start about 7:30 or so. So, and it'll be a whole day thing. Um, so once in the blue moon, usually, if I need a lot of energy for something, my girls are coming over Christmas Eve with Chinese food. Oh, there you go. My missus works both Christmas and Thanksgiving. Well, and see, mine kind of got screwed over because her normal days off are Tuesday and Friday now. So they're having her work on Tuesday to have Wednesday off, but she's paid for Wednesday, which means she'll only have one day off this week. So it'll be extra money for her. I'm spending Chinese. Yes, like in the movie A Christmas Story. After the neighbors' dogs get in and tear up the turkey and everything, um, they wound up in the Chinese restaurant with all the waiters singing, um, you know, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, we wish you a Merry Christmas. I'm spending the holiday with my kids. Good, good. I'm going to do a ham. Yeah, we're not going to talk about meat. I'm getting ready to I'm getting ready to go out here in the yard and shoot a squirrel just so we have some meat on the table. Hey David, good morning. Hope you're doing well this morning. Happy Christmas Eve Eve. Um, which reminds me I need to get out of the freezer. Oops. Yeah, you might want to do that. It's a weird tradition. My dad used to say, "You think you're Jewish?" I'm doing roast beef this year. Oh, that sounds really good. My mother-in-law done roast beef one year. Um, she brought over here. We had a ham. She brought roast beef. Uh, actually, pretty good. We were having barbecue and Taco Tuesday for our Christmas celebration. Very cool. We had that trying to find dinner on Christmas Day. Ended up with sandwiches from Greyhound bus stop. There you go. Hey, by God, you, you do it however you need to do it. Oh, goodness gracious sakes, man. What a day. Been looking so forward to this. Um, of course, all ha ha and joking aside about the whole Christmas and having to work on a normal day off and stuff. We actually pull out somewhat even because she has to work on her day off and is off on Christmas, but with Christmas falling on Wednesday, I'm actually off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and go in for a 2 hour shift on Thursday, where Tuesday is normally my 2 hour shift, and then I have a 6.5 or 7 hour shift on Wednesday and a 6.5 or 7 hour shift on Thursday. So yeah, I'm 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 somehow losing you know $100 worth of pay. Um, Wait a second, it's Christmas time. You're supposed to give things, not get them taken away. Well, I guess I'm giving the bosses $100. Merry Christmas. Um, Roast beef with fresh mashed potatoes from scratch. Not sure what else yet. We definitely got some potatoes. We were lucky to find them on sale. We had our store had 2 5-pound bags of potatoes for $5.99. So the wife picked up the 2 bags for $5.99, and we have the biggest portion of a bag left, and that'll all go into mashed taters for Christmas dinner. I like feel this need to take some time off. Take you deer hunting. I definitely need some venison in my freezer. That is for sure. It was the only option. This was pre-convenience stores. Sandwiches on holiday day. I'd do it. I'd do a turkey club from Subway on Thanksgiving. Uh, a southern beef and cheese. Um, Santa has to be at his manager's house tomorrow night at 9:45 to hand out gifts to his kids. Very cool. I'm making Cornish hens, mashed potatoes, green beans, and corn. That's good. I got a pork roast wrapped with that cooking twine net. I think it should be a good one. It was pretty costly for other pork roasts. Oh, wow. I did second turkey Saturday. It's really good. Sounds delicious. One of my cousins donated the roast beef and a whole bag of potatoes as a late birthday present for me and my dad. Well, that's cool. Um, y'all have a great day. Everyone enjoy the holidays. Be safe. Take care. Stay blessed. You too, Lady C. You too. You take care of yourself. Have a wonderful Christmas with the kids, and we'll catch you next Monday. We are in a position these days that we can splurge some on food. Yeah, definitely so. Getting the house paid off was a godsend to you guys. Yeah, definitely getting that thing paid off helped out a lot. Spend a little more on the niceties than you used to be able to do. Afford to be able to get the parts for the vehicles to get all of them up and running. Definitely a godsend. Um, man, David started talking about that roast beef, man. Doggone it, man. That stuff was amazing when she made it. Brought over a big old aluminum pan with roast beef in it, had all the juice and everything there, you know. Came over here and, you know, pulled the roast beef out, put it on one of our platters, and poured the juice into a skillet and made a dark gravy with it. Um, to put on taters and stuff. That was good. It's a big 5 pound roast too. Keep it up, David. I'm going to send you to your room. You're going to go on my naughty list. You keep this crap up. Don't tease a fat boy about good food. I got beef roasts in the freezer, but they are buried. So I haven't done one yet besides the ribeye that I cooked like a roast. Sorry, Santa. You're okay. I'll let it slide this time, bud. And it's very sad driving by my mom's house and seeing a for sale sign on the front lawn, but I'm glad not to be there anymore. Oh, I'm sure. The last house that I lived in with my family, when they forced mom and dad out, which I still think if mom and dad would have pushed it, they probably could have kept that house. But it was a verbal contract because the house was abandoned. It was run down. It was a derelict of its former self when we found it when I was 12 years old. And um, the agreement was that if we fixed it up, we could live there rent free. And upon the owner's death, mom and dad would have the option to buy. Um, but mom and dad paid for everything. They paid the taxes on it. They paid for everything, fixing it up. The owners didn't have to pay for anything. And when the old folks passed away, their son that helped farm all the land around it basically threw mom and dad out, bulldozed the garage, the well house, cut down the 300-year-old oak tree in the backyard, two oak trees in the backyard, bulldozed the house, everything, and took that acre for farmland. Um, it's one of the things that made mom and dad retire. They just didn't want to see that house. But the first time I drove by there and seen it gone, it completely traumatized me. So I understand driving by your mom's house and seeing it. Um, but at the same time, it being a good thing um, that you're not there anymore. Good morning, Bud Files. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy Christmas Eve Eve. All I want is pecan pie. Oh my God. Oh, sugar cream pie, pecan pie, pumpkin pie. I don't even want to think about it. I can bake pecan pies, but it's a pain in the. I might make sweet potato pie. Not sure yet, but I still have a lot of leftover ingredients for Thanksgiving. Good morning, Santee. Good to see you. Happy Christmas Eve Eve and Merry Christmas to you too, my friend. My grandfather built a house. My dad was born in that house, but dad wouldn't put it in a trust, and mom wouldn't either. The house that mom and dad was thrown out of was the very last house that my grandfather ever worked on. The 8 months that uh, he and grandma were back from South Carolina. Um, Nobody knew that he had cancer, and he was climbing ladders, putting in drop ceilings, uh, painting, texturing, laying carpet, laying linoleum, taking cabinets apart to sand them down so they were no longer a yucky green, but the actual natural wood fiber or wood tones. Um, Nobody knew, and it was less than a year later when he passed away, and uh, we thought we were going to stay there forever because that was the very last place he ever worked on. And he was so sick, but still didn't miss a day um, fixing the roof or working inside the house or something with my dad. So yeah, I understand that, Terry. Um, our old house that we in 1992 is gone. But the shed that I built by myself still stands. It's 40 by 48. That's a big shed, bud. That's a huge shed. 40 by 48. Heck, that's bigger than the garage I want for the wife's car. Squirrel Sniper! Good to see you, bud. Long time no see. Festive greetings, beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. Definitely so. Definitely so. My God, 3.5 minutes left already. You know, I put up this stream on Saturday, and I've been looking so forward to doing it for a couple days now with you guys, and it just seems like it's flown by. Hello, Squirrel Sniper from Connecticut. I need to get back out to the East Coast. I've never got to spend any time in New England. Never been north of Virginia. I got to get out that way and visit some folks. Maybe this will be the year. Maybe uh, maybe I'll figure YouTube will figure out a way that I can monetize the channel on a mobile device instead of only on a computer, and will break 500,000 followers. He wishes stupidly. But hey, you gotta have something to look forward to. Greetings, south coast of England. It's getting a little chilly here. Now, finally, got down into the teens. Last week we were down into single digits. So, and now they're saying possibility of a snowstorm on Christmas Day out on the East Coast and up into New England. You know, we got a chance of some snow flurries today, possibly tomorrow, but then it passes us by. Of course, it's going to stay cold, but right now we're at 30 degrees. That's where it's been since I got up at 3:30. We've been down to 11. I think that is the lowest. That's right about where we've been. Is right about 11 degrees. Feels like -3. But we survived. Possible snow showers on Christmas. Not here, mid 40s and partly sunny skies for Christmas. Been -2 Celsius at night, frosty, still no snow, 10 Celsius during the day. Wow. Yeah, we're not supposed to be above 31 for the next 3 or 4 days, possibly longer. I'm not looking because that thing quit going off since I stuck it in that drawer, and I'm not going to touch it for fear it's going to start going off again. Mid 40s and partly sunny skies for Christmas. And see, all they keep talking about on these different weather channels that I watch is um, as this storm moves through here, it's it's going to hit the Ohio Valley as well. Rain and snow and all kinds of wonderful Christmassy ice and stuff. I think you guys just live too far south, Jan. I think you guys need to come north a little bit. I mean, my opinion. It's supposed to be 45 today, tomorrow 39, and 40s and rain. Yes, Santee, I said ice and snow. And Santee, his winters, his winters are like 65 degrees and balmy. But at 65 degrees, even the rattlesnakes are trying to wear a scarf. So, yeah, I, I can't say anything. They're calling for freezing rain this morning, but it didn't rain at all. 77 degrees here. Should be colder. Dang global warming. Yep. Yep. I know. I know. Broke out my black canvas Dickies insulated coat this morning. Yeah, I got a pair of black insulated Carhartt coveralls and stuff coming. I got a coat already, but I got coveralls coming from the old man. His let's just say that being 83 years old and sitting around a lot more than he used to, his tractor and trailer have got too big for the Carhartts. So they're getting sent to me because I walk enough that my tractor nor trailer um, were never a tractor and trailer. They were at one point in time a camper for a pickup truck, and now they're more like a lawnmower trailer. Um, thank God for suspenders, or I'd be walking around with my pants around my ankles because I got no butt to keep them up anymore. These are the same thing as Carhartts. Oh yeah, I know what Dickies are. I've had some Dickie coats and pants and stuff like that. I love the jeans. I love Dickies jeans. Just can't afford them. And on the rare occasion that the resale shops actually get them in, um, the second someone sees them, they snag them right up. So yeah, that's a commodity. Uh, but yeah, this year definitely taking on the mantle of Saint Nick for next year, letting the beard grow. Really gonna start concentrating hard on finding a a real Santa suit instead of my homemade stuff. Um, getting business cards, planning on getting business cards made when I can with, you know, the whole Santa thing going, and hopefully by uh, November 2025, I'll really be able to kick it in hot and heavy, doing the Santa thing. Like I said, I'm the apparently the only real beard Santa here in Southwest Michigan. That has been the one thing that I have been told on multiple occasions, is that at least I have a real beard. All the other Santas that people look into have got fake beards, fake hair. Half of them have got fake bellies. So at least I got the beard thing going. And I still own all my own hair. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But that's the plan for 2025. After 3 years of debating becoming Santa, I have finally decided to make that leap into Jollyville. So wish me luck, because I am diving in blind. Um, Even broke out the pipe. Where's it at? Uh, y'all remember this? This was a gift from our old buddy Tildar. You know, our little goblin friend out on the west coast. This was made in England and sent over here. So, and I actually smoked it the other night. It's a good pipe. It's a very good pipe. I am too and can't stand a long beard to be Santa. I'm past that bothersome point. It's I'm no longer breaking out. I'm no longer itching. So I'm past that first turn, which usually makes me want to shave it. So it's going to grow. It's going to grow, but sadly enough, usually when it grows, it looks like an Irish beard, like a full blood Irish, and it only grows down about to here, and then it starts to curl under and get that big curly Q thing. I wish I had my photos handy. Picture me a few years ago with it, and it's just like this big, starts here and then this gets this huge, like a Irish thing to it. Mine was over an inch long and still bothered. Oh, mine's definitely over an inch long. But all right, guys and gals, it's a little past that time. Definitely time for me to get busy, going through the house, getting things straightened up, and ready to. Who's that? Templar. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Not around much, but still thinking about everyone. Been thinking about you too, bud. Been thinking about you too. Good to hear from you, man. But yeah, I've got, like I said, we got family coming